Hello, 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 hello. Hello, how we doing this evening? This evening on this Monday. This is just another manic Monday. I wish it was Sunday or whatever how it goes. Well, how are we doing? I'm doing a little better. Not as down as I was. Try to look at things the other way. So I said, let me come on here tonight. I still haven't watched Love and Marriage Huntsville or the what is it called? The Heart Hustle Heart. I don't know, Houston Hustle and Heart, or something like that. The three H's. I'd say that. The three H's. I haven't watched that yet. So excuse me. I'm planning to probably watch it sometime tomorrow and then go live with it tomorrow. But I've been consumed with my dad. So I said, let me do some trending topics, hot topics, some gossip. Let's talk about some things. They're talking about a little raw news about Portia got a lien on her mansion. Got Trump out there trying to take over Washington, D.C. Somebody, bitch, you know why? Because, Washington, D.C., outside of Capitol Hill is Chocolate City. So that's why he out there tripping, and somebody got robbed by some kids and somebody he know. You know how people do, when it becomes an issue with them because something happened. Then we have I haven't heard any more up to date news about the whole Rashida's and Kirk Frost kids. I haven't heard any more about that. I was looking to see if I can see anything on it, like at the police, if that, the report or whatever. There's nothing. All I know is that the victim's family is really speaking out. So we don't know what happened. It seems like no one's been arrested yet. So it might be some self-defense going on. And I was trying to think, when the sister was speaking out to the victim of the young rapper, and I think she said something about him being oh God, what words I want to use? Basically gunned down, that he had holes in the front and back. So I'm trying to figure out how that worked, and nobody's been arrested yet. So sometimes, people pop off online going about what they didn't heard, because nobody there but them couple of people that was there. So I don't know how that works, but I don't have any up to date Rashida news. Then let's see here. Candy Bird's out here doing the Lord's work. Yes, she is. She's out here doing the Lord's work. She won on the Family Feud, and her team did versus, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of those other housewives shows. I think her name Cal. I think so. But either way, Candy won. It was $25,000 to her charity, Candy Cares, and she's adding another $25,000 to it to have 50 so they can give out scholarships. So that's a plus right there. So well, we about to get into it, Let's get into it. Let's talk about what's to talk about. So I thought about, also we'll be talking about the Supreme Court trying to maybe going in and trying to overturn a law. Someone is taking it up about same-sex marriage. So that might be something you want to look at. And of course, you got all these people that went out and voted for 47 and regretted because they are being targeted. They thought it was going to be us. Us 92%ers and the 89%ers. They thought it was going to be us, but it's turning out to be them. So, you got some people that's regretting their votes because they're being targeted by ICE. So we'll get started first. Got Trump or 47, I want to call him, wants to take over Washington, D.C. Let's go here. Let's see. So I'll just read it. A lot of times I just don't like to hear his voice, so I'm sorry. It says, this is an interesting choice of a bit ironic. Trump is making big changes and putting his foot down when it comes to enforcing the law in D.C. This is through the Neighborhood Talk, okay? Claiming that we're taking our capital back. Now, was he tripping like this when we had January 6th out here trying to do a whole coup? So, things mighty funny here. It says, during the news conference at the White House, 47 announced that he'll be taking control over Washington, D.C. police by placing them under federal control and bringing in the National Guard. The reason. Trump says the city is out of control and needs a lot of help enforcing the law. Now, back in 2023, homicides in Washington, D.C. reached their highest since the 90s at 274. But the interesting thing is that the crime rates are down 26% to last year. So this came to be a shock to many. While talking about the change, Trump mentioned a Department of Government Efficiency staffer that was carjacked. See. If the boys who had carjacked them would have been some other color other than every other minority, they wouldn't even be tripping. But since there's somebody, I think it was some black boys that did it, if I'm not mistaken, that were teenagers, or I would say minorities, I'm not very sure, and a congressional intern that was murdered in the shooting. I didn't know about that. He even said he wants to get rid of the slums. Trump, where we gonna put all these folks at then? Trump also listed no cash bail as a major problem for an area and says he plans to have the statute changed, stating that somebody murdered somebody and they're out on no cash bail before the day is out. That's not true. He even went on to discuss the beautification of DC. See here, gentrification going on here, stating that in its current state, it is unsafe, dirty, and disgusting. Lord. Trump stated that leadership will immediately begin massive enforcement operation targeting known gangs, drug dealers, and crime network. So he gonna have I would say, the National Guard out here probably targeting, ICE is targeting Hispanics. So this gonna be a target on Black people, probably Black men mostly. I bet you walking around. So here we go. To get them the hell out of the streets, maybe to get them the hell out of the country. Remember, he wanted to send people to, oh God, what is that? El Salvador, I believe that was. Because a lot of them came into our country illegally. Now, mostly, I'm not saying that there's no other races there, but Washington, D.C. is Chocolate City. He was also clear that he doesn't see progress. He'll bring the military next. If he doesn't see progress, he'll bring in the military. It says Trump is allowed to take control over DC police for 48 hours before he has to notify Congress, and can keep them under federal control for 30 days until Congress has to approve it. So I didn't want to play his voice because, his voice really just kind of irritates me. So I'm going to go over and let Reese Colbert who lives in that city explain. So we're going to listen to her.
To the Black people that are rationalizing Donald Trump taking over and militarizing DC streets under the pretext of crime, when crime in DC is at a 30-year low, you are part of the fucking problem too. And if it don't apply, let it fly. Okay, I don't need an announcement about how you haven't seen nobody say something. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own two eyes. Here is the thing. For anybody to believe that Donald Trump coming in with the military is a solution, and for anybody to think, even after all that we've seen from this administration, that it's going to only impact the so-called bad ones, is irrational. The bottom line is the reason why Donald Trump is taking over DC is because DC is still a predominantly Black city. And he looks at Blackness and criminality as being one and the same. And so if you think that the Donald Trump that has told the National Guard, do whatever it is that you want to do to people, the same motherfucker that sat up there and wanted to shoot Black Lives Matter protesters last time he was in office, the same person that one of his first orders of business was pardoning a DC cop who killed somebody, and whose Department of Justice has gotten rid of consent decrees that we fought for in the so-called racial reckoning. If you think that that administration and that person's aim, oh, and by the way, the person who ran on giving cops indemnity, if you think that that's the solution of bringing in over 1,000 people to police and racially profile and harass people, and you think you're going to be exempt, then you're fucking unhinged. And guess what? If anything should happen to your dumb ass, don't fucking come to us with no GoFundMe, no hashtag shit, no relief, nothing, because you're one of those people that think that this shit is okay, and it's not okay. All right? The bottom line is this is bullshit, and this is all about criminalizing Black people. But you know what? Republicans are smart. They know that if you put Black people at the forefront of, oh, we got to get the Blacks under control, then people will go for anything. But it's not going to be so cute when they're impacted by the shit as well. The same way that all people thought it was going to be cute with all this immigration shit, and they're not immigrants, but they're getting fucked with, it's going to be the same goddamn thing with DC. And then they're going to move on to New York City, Chicago, and other Black cities next. So I know you might be afraid, and I'm not trying to minimize crime by anybody. Be very, very clear about that. But I tell you what, I'll take my chances with the 30-year crime low in DC than with bringing a whole bunch of motherfuckers in there who got marching orders to fuck with us. First of all, fuck Donald Trump. Second of all,
fuck Donald Trump. I like that. I like how she started out. So basically what they're going to be doing, they're going to be profiling. It's going to be a stop and frisk type of deal. But one thing I will say, by being in the military, he's going to pull some troops, National Guards, from somewhere else to try to come and police them. Because, I think one thing, when you have people that's in the National Guard or whatever, because this is not they're used to going to other countries and doing a thing, not here really to do a thing against American citizens. So that's one thing, like the police and ICE people, they're out there supposedly trying to round up people because they've been guaranteed what was that, incentives like student loan forgiveness. Ain't that about a bitch? When Joe Biden was trying to give it to everybody decided, those Republicans didn't want that to go down. But these people can go around in masks and try to, intimidate and question people who are citizens. So we have some people here that regret their vote because they voted for this bullshit. And now they're upset because they're being targeted. So here we go.
Humba is raising some questions. Border Patrol has not yet responded, but the couple detained says they think there was no reason to stop them at all. NBC7's Shelby Bremer has the story.
All of my life, 50 years I've been here, I've never been harassed by Border Patrol on this side of the border like this. This is outrageous.
That's George Doylis. He and his wife are from Imperial Valley, and they love to camp. So when they were headed up to a dental specialist in North County on Wednesday, they decided to explore Jacumba and this area around Boulevard. They headed up this road to see if they could find a campsite, and that's when they say their day took a very different turn.
We didn't think anything of it. We're an American citizens. We're on U.S. soil. Why should we be afraid?
George and his wife Esmeralda say an unmarked SUV started following them and pulled them over. They say Border Patrol agents first approached wearing masks.
Who does that? Criminals do that. Robbers and thieves do that.
So she started to record.
So the reason why we're stopping you is because you did U-turns and there's a known alien out in the area.
He told the agents where they were going and that they did not consent to any search.
If you have a dentist appointment, it probably wasn't the best decision to be out in the middle of nowhere.
No, we have the right to travel anywhere we want to travel.
You do. You're absolutely right, you do. And I actually have the right and authority to stop you.
Why are we not allowed to be here? Because we're not white? Our skin doesn't match.
The couple sat in their car as the agents brought a canine.
It's called reasonable suspicion. So
Do you think that they had reasonable suspicion to stop you and search your vehicle?
Not at all. Not at all.
The dog did smell a small amount of legally purchased cannabis, so they got out for a full search. 30 minutes in, the agent says he could take their vehicle, but
I'm going to go ahead and let you off with a warning.
George and Esmeralda both voted for the first time in 2020 and again in 2024 for President Donald Trump. As they see his immigration crackdown, do you regret your vote?
Yes, I do. Very much so. I feel shame, guilt, and anger at the same time.
They were going to the dentist because George was injured in an accident that destroyed his jaw and nearly took his life. Esmeralda says the thought crossed her mind she could have almost lost him again.
We were sitting right here. I didn't know what to think.
They were once thinking about moving here.
I don't want to come back after this. No, we already got harassed once. Why do I want to come back and get harassed again?
Now they drive away carefully and they say traumatized. From Boulevard, Shelby Bremer, NBC7.
I don't even know how to feel about it. I mean, sorry, not sorry. You motherfuckers gonna learn. I mean, I feel like when people come here to the country, they want to shit on us. And then because they thought, because the man, he ran on these things. And I don't know how you can vote for someone if a person ran on something and said, we gonna do whatever to all the blacks or all the dread wearers. You think I'm gonna go out there and vote for him? I don't, and then act surprised when the stuff come back and hit them. I don't understand it. The lady sitting here about, you can hear her with the cry in her voice. You thought it was just gonna happen to us. They didn't think. I don't even know how. Some people regretting their vote or whatever. What the fuck was you thinking? Oh, what, he didn't mean it. Yes, the fuck, he meant every damn word of it. And these people think they can assimilate white. They think they can be white. And then until it turns out, no, motherfuckers, you right now, y'all worse off than us. And they're gonna come for everybody. And people always said, or some people were saying that we were saying we tired, we sitting this one out and all that stuff, but they gonna come for y'all next. They been coming for us. We used to it. We know we can't do half the shit that other people do. We know that. They just ain't got no fucking place to send us. Right now. I'm putting nothing past their asses. I don't. But you want to come here and quote unquote fit in with the delusion of whiteness. And you find out your ass ain't white. They don't even consider you nowhere near white. They look at you like they damn near look at me. And like right now, worse. Because they perceive, and you're an American citizen, and they perceive you to be, oh, that's the one who's taking our jobs. They're the ones that's doing this and that and the other. It's ridiculous. But you guys voted for this shit. And he told you motherfuckers what he was going to do. Now, I would say this. If he said that, you might have had a couple here and there. But I promise you, if we as a whole felt like we were going to be a minority, I mean, to be the minority that they're going to come after, and he said it, do you think like fuck we'll be out there voting for him? You might have something like, what? No, we already know. 92% of black women voted not for him, and was high 80. I think it was maybe about 84, 85% or something like that of black men that voted the other way. They didn't vote for him. We did not do this as a whole. We did not. So that's why we say we send this one out. Because it's ridiculous. I don't even understand it, but that's, this is what y'all voted for. We have this fucked up economy. We got tariffs, y'all. And I know we got tariffs because I had to pay on it. I called myself ordering stuff from Fenty. Because, I get like, I don't know, it's like a membership. So this is Rihanna's lingerie line or, bras, panties, pajamas, all that kind of stuff. So I pay, I think it's $59 a month. And I hadn't purchased nothing in a while. So I kept getting texts that, that I had credits, it's called member credits, basically when you got money sitting over there and you ain't using it. So I said, let me go over and order something. And what was my, I'm about to show you, I'm about to see if I can even pull it up, my tariff amount, because I call myself saving it. Oh no, it didn't even save yet. Okay, I haven't updated on my Google. Okay, so let me tell you what my bill was. And I believe the tariff is probably like 10%. Now I seen, because I Googled something about tariffs. Okay, hold on. I think the tariff for China has been extended 90 days. But my tariff, okay. So, okay, my total, okay, so my subtotal, no, it was, yeah, my subtotal was $269.75. And my tariff that was added to that was $23.60. Tariff. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see. You'll be able to see it. You probably won't be able. No, you can't see it. I'll put it up there. But yeah, my tariff. I'm like, that's some bullshit. That is, first of all, we didn't have to have this. We could have been, sailing in off of Joe Biden's economy because everybody was like, oh, the price of eggs is too high. Not everything is too high. Eggs did it come down? I don't know. I don't even buy eggs like that no more. I don't. I know the gas ain't came down. Now that we got tariffs on things, you're going to see the price of a lot of things go up because that was $23. So I would say it was a little less than 10%. I didn't really completely do the math, but whatever. So, yeah, but $23.60 is the tariff. So you imagine you guys going out there buying nice TV, really expensive stuff. You're gonna feel it because that was only $200 worth of junk. So let's go over And here we go. That's true. I know I got it all kind of on here. So also what they want to do too is the Supreme Court has formally been asked to overturn the landmark same-sex marriage ruling. And I would, let me see if I got that, make sure I got it up, honey. I can't, let's add it to the stage here. So I'll go here and read it to you. It says, this is through Neighborhood Talk. It says the Supreme Court is being asked to overturn the same-sex marriage rights 10 years after they were made legal nationwide. Former Kennedy clerk Kim Davis, who went to jail in 2015 for refusing marriage license to gay couples, is behind the push. She says her religious beliefs should protect her from being sued and claims of original ruling was wrong. Being sued and claims the original ruling was wrong. Well, I feel like this. If your religion beliefs are interfering with your job, I believe that you should quit your job. You know, because we only on earth for a little bit. Eternity is forever. So if your religious beliefs are conflicting with your job, I think that you need to pray and ask God where he should lead you. But to take it upon yourself, because, you know, like in the Bible, it does talk about, you know, the laws of the land and render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Now, this is a nation of people from many backgrounds, and we're not supposed to be here. You know, that's the whole reason why they came over here in the first place, because they was persecuted over there in England because of religious rights. So they wanted to have the freedom of religion here. So anyways, it goes on to say, Davis lost in lower courts and was ordered to pay over $360,000 in damages and fees. Still, she's appealing and wants the courts to reverse the 2015 decision. Her case comes as several states try to block new same marriage license and urge the courts to change the law. Support for same-sex marriage is still high, but it has dropped among Republicans. The Supreme Court will decide this fall if they'll take her case, and if they do, the ruling could be by mid-2026. Though many experts say it is unlikely the court will agree to hear it. Many people were saying that Roe versus Wade wasn't going to be changed. Now, the thing that I find very ironic is that these same people, because, you know, same-sex marriages does not affect my life. I'm just being honest. I'm not gay. So I don't feel a way, you know, I can't be upset about something that does not affect me. If them people want to get married, let them get married. I've been married 31 years. Let them get married. Let them have some of the, you know, because basically they want to make sure, like, if they get old, they can be able to get Social Security of their partner or spouse. They could be able to have health care. So they want the same benefits. And I don't blame them. So, but these Republicans out here that are so against gay rights, a lot of them be in the bathroom tapping the shoes underneath the stalls. You know, that was the thing. They tap the shoes, and I guess they tap back and forth, and they know if the person gay, and they get it on. So a lot of them is like undercover gay anyways. Just undercover gay. And it usually are the ones who have some kind of conflict with their sexuality and try to persecute everyone else. It's ridiculous. When somebody says it's ridiculous, okay? So I got the politics out the way. I think that's all I'm about to do on politics. I think those stories. So we done talked about same-sex marriage ruling. We got Trump tried to take over DC. And we had Reese Colbert talking about it, and then the people who's regretting their vote. So let's go over to some lighter news, a little bit of funnies. And this is a little funny, I guess. So go over here. So we have.
I'm just trying to toast them a little bit.
Joe, aka what is it called? Oh God, what's his name? Miss Nettle. Evidently, there is a visitor on her counter on the floor.
I ain't trying to smash them.
So they crawling on the floor.
Like that.
So, and he jumps when he sees one on the countertop, but he kind of continues and keeps going. But he's making sloppy joes for Charles. And I don't know, it looks like he had a newer kitchen. See, if you can see that roach went underneath that, what is that? Oh God. I ain't got one. What is that thing called? My kids got one. Oh Lord, an air fryer. Girl, I don't even know how to cook, so ain't air frying shit. My husband do most of the cooking, but yeah, it went underneath there. But like I said, it looks like. Now I haven't really watched Miss Netta, so I thought they had moved. This doesn't look like the same trailer court home that they were in before. I don't know. Get me damn lie. Yeah, but it was one that crawled across the floor. Now, I don't know what state they are in. You know, when I was in the military, we had to learn about roaches. I was in preventive medicine. So that roach looked pretty big. So I'm guessing, you know, they're in some southern state. We'll see. Okay. But in most southern states, there's you know, most things there are bigger. Now, that could be more like a what do they call it? Like a tree roach or something. You know, the kind that don't spread like the German roach, which that's what we're mostly familiar with when we think about filth or whatever. It could be, you know, something like that, I would imagine. I don't know. But I know we had to learn about different roaches and stuff. So, you know, but the one that most people are familiar with are the German roach. And those are the ones that multiply like crazy. Now you have some that be in trees or whatever. And those are different breed of roaches, but they're bigger and they don't spread like the other roaches. It's not the same. It's just like if you was to get a cricket in your house or something. So maybe that's what they had. I don't know, but you know, be a little messy and shady. That's a little shady. The little roach and roll. Okay, so the comments there commenting about the roach that went across the floor. I don't know. It could have been a water bug. I don't know. Who knows? So, anyways, let's go over here. Let me figure out what's going to talk about next. We had Portia in the news, and looks like there's a lien being put on her home. Excuse me. It says Portia Williams' mansion hit with a 6-figure lien after her ex-husband Simon Guobadia allegedly failed to pay his divorce lawyer. Court document states that Guobadia owes $205,800 $884,000. Is I'm saying that right? Why I can't talk? $205,884.25 for the services on his divorce from Portia. Lord, I couldn't even get it right. You know, them other numbers, I ain't got them in my bank account no way. So I don't get it. But anyways, so it says on June 10th, Gabadia's divorce lawyer, I can't pronounce the name, Onyema Farre filed an attorney's lien against his 5-bathroom, 8-bedroom, 15,284 square foot Georgia mansion worth an estimate of $7.3 million. Williams currently lives in the home after being awarded possession in the divorce. The lien says Gabadia owes that amount of money, $205,884.25 for services provided on the divorce from Williams. Portia Williams recently listed her Duluth, Georgia house that her mother, Miss Diane, previously lived in for sale. Now let's get this correct. So basically what it means that if there's a lien, you know, because anybody can put a lien on your property if you owe them money. So if you were to sell it or whatever, that money comes off the top and it goes to the lien holder. So yes. So you see, he ain't paid the divorce attorney, He haven't paid the divorce attorney. You think he's going to actually pay Portia that $40,000 a month? He ain't paying her shit. Unless that money is in some account that she can get a hold of. She ain't about to get in there. He ain't paying this attorney. He ain't paying her. So the best she's going to get out of it is that house. He probably ain't paying the mortgage. If he ain't paying the attorney, he ain't paying the mortgage, and he probably ain't paying her. That's the way it looks. So good luck with that, Miss Portia. So I had seen earlier today, Funky Dineva was talking about Trina. So I'm going to look up Trina, right? So Trina came out and performed at SeaWorld. And he kept saying, the reason why I watched Trina last year. She performed on a cruise I was on. And last September. And I noticed she was thick then, but he kept saying she was pregnant. And I'm like, Trina, I'm not saying she old though. I mean, I'm 53. Trina got to be in her mid to late 40s. Not saying, you know, she don't have any children, so maybe she could get pregnant. But I remember seeing her last year, and I thought to myself, you know, as you get older, you get thicker, you know. And this doesn't look like a pregnant stomach to me. It looks more, it just looks like she just picked up weight. Because I would imagine if she's pregnant, her breasts will get bigger. And her breasts, you know, she got little breasts like me. So I think she just put on weight, you know. Things change as we get closer to 50, you know. Everything ain't the same. Because, honey, I was talking about Quad and Kings, I think it was earlier this year, whatever glass boat shoot she did in Jamaica. And me and my husband did one, girl. I thought I was the shit looking damn good. Until I went and looked at Quads, and I'm like, shit. I on a two-piece, I look damn good. I said, my husband looked, you know, he looked really yellow in that dang on picture too. I mean, he ain't looking like King, and I definitely wasn't looking like Quad. But in my mind, I thought I was looking like Quad. You could tell me shit. But yes, so some lady got detained at the concert. That's the big thing. But I kind of looked it up because Funky Dineva was talking about her being pregnant. And if she, you know, if she was to get pregnant, I'd be happy for her. But when I looked at her, I'm like, she doesn't look pregnant. She just looked a little heavier. If she, I went and looked online, I didn't see it anywhere. So if she's pregnant, let me know. So let's see. And thank you guys for popping in. Please get in and like, share, subscribe, and talk to me in the comments. Okay, I like to hear you guys' viewpoint. So what else we got going on here? So okay, so there's also a little news about Alexa Sky. Now, these people, I don't really know. I don't follow Love and Hip Hop or Basketball Wives. I really don't know who these people are. But what piqued my interest is because she is now a life insurance agent. I used to sell insurance. I used to sell life and health. This was back in, I got my license in, I think it was 1996. And it's so funny. I was at the hospital today where me and my brother were sitting up there. And my brother had said something about a girl's age. He said something about like 1996. And she goes, I'm not old. And when she said, I'm not old, because he said about being born in 1996, we just kind of look. I said, oh my God, we are ancient. And she said her parents were born in 1981. We just kind of look, because my brother, he's 6 years younger than me. And I'm like, okay. Your parents were in 1981, and yeah, we're ancient. We're super ancient, but yeah, excuse me. So, but yeah, that's what I had my license in 1996. So let's see what Miss Alexa Sky has to say about having her license, because I do agree that, we always should make sure you have your life insurance so people don't have to be out here doing GoFundMes to try to bury people. So, hell, Britt Edie had act like hers was so successful. I'm like, she didn't have it that long. And for her to just like really flourish like that, I'm like, damn, whoop, was I doing something really wrong? Or how the hell within less than 10 years, this lady, what kind of life insurance was she slinging? I don't know. So here we go. We'll go over here and I'll let it play.
I don't know none of this shit. So I went and took the test, y'all. And I'll never forget, y'all. I failed.
Just 1 second.
But when I heard about life insurance, I said, wait, no, this is for me. This is for me. So when I really got into it, I really I looked at it, I'm like, no, this is not for me. Like, I don't know none of this shit. So I went and took the test, y'all. And I'll never forget, y'all, I failed. I failed the test so bad that I was so embarrassed to come outside to tell Rolla, right? I was like, I failed this test. I'm like, shit, what'd you get? I even lied about the number that I got on the test. Because I was like, yeah, I got like a 65. And it was like really like a 50. 49. I said, you know what? Let me go take this test. I need to see what's on this test. I need to see what's going on. Because one thing about me, where it ended for me was high school. Like, I didn't go to college. You know what I'm saying? I went from high school to Magic City. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was college for me. So I'm like, let me see what's on this test. Like, all right, cool. I'm like, okay. I don't know what they're talking about in this test. So I went and got, and I was like, you know what? This lane is for me. You want to know why?
Okay. Now, what I began to, when I went to go and take the insurance license test back in, it's 96, I believe it was. I took a course first. And back then, when you had to get licensed in the state, we had to go down to the capital, which is Indianapolis. And I drove down there, and I think I was probably one of the last ones to finish it. And I was so nervous because I'm telling you, that stuff just looked like, I don't know, Chinese. You might as well say Chinese writing, because I took the course. I think I was very familiar with most part of the law. And I took the course for life and health insurance because the agency I went to work for, I sold life insurance. Our targeted audience was well, not audience, but our targeted consumer was the Medicare age people. So I sold Medicare supplements and life insurance, which was high as hell for anybody elderly. Okay, so but anyways, when I went down there and took the test, I just knew when I got up, I thought I failed. But honey, back then you had to pay. I paid for the course myself, and I also paid for the test. And I was a broke motherfucker going down there. I think the test at the time, I don't know, it seemed like it was about $200, and the course was probably like $300. I don't remember, but it was a 40-hour course, and you did the 40 hours over 2 weekends. So you did 10 hours one day, 10 hours the next day, on the Saturday and Sunday, in 2 weekends. So then you're getting bombarded with all this information. And if you're not from the insurance world, I didn't work in an insurance company, so I didn't know much about annuities and all that kind of stuff and different indemnities. You know, I ain't know nothing about it. All I knew about was term life and whole life. My mom used to talk about paid up. That's all I kind of knew about, and definitely didn't know anything about any Medicare supplements. I kind of knew a little bit about Medicaid, a little bit in Medicare, because I used to work at the time, right before I started doing that, at a home health agency. So I kind of knew about like how the payments were a little bit. So, but I really didn't have no clue at the time. I was 1996. I was 20. I was going to turn 24 when I took the test. I passed. And it was not a score on there. The way ours was, it just said pass. And I don't know what anybody else said. Mine said pass, life, pass, health. And then I got licensed in the reciprocal state. So it was Ohio. I think I was licensed in Ohio and maybe Kentucky or Michigan. I don't know. It's been a long time ago, honey. I sold insurance for maybe a year, because the company I worked for, we worked on a, not even on a draw. It was straight commission, honey. And what they say about Britt Edie. Some people were saying she committed fraud. I can see my life, honey, because I was broke. So, but good luck to what's her name, Alexa Sky. Hope that all works out for you, and you have the biggest agency and make the most money. Good luck. So since I'm talking about Britt Edie, I saw something on Instagram. I'm about to hang it up for the evening. But Miss Britt, she is out there trying to sell that, was it Barely Naked or whatever, the Bare and Naked. And these are the before and after. Let me make sure I got you guys so you see it. Make it bigger here. The before and after. Hold on. Let me make it where you really see it. Shoot. I ain't got to be on there. So look, the before and after pictures. And these comments are roasting her. They're funny. So Neighborhood Talk says, okay, now wait a minute, neighbors. Can you spot the difference? I can't. One, you got your legs spread apart. The other one, your legs are together. One looks like you kind of holding your stomach in. But I don't see a difference. Not at all. So even Reese Colbert was like, now, sis. And someone said she closed her legs. So the before with her legs open, and the after is when she got her legs closed. So she has her arms out. I don't know, girl. This is a bull crap. I can't tell a difference at all. It just looks like that after picture. It looks like she's holding her breath and got her legs closed. But, she's not she needed to have that shaper on someone chubby like me. Where you got a little bit, you can pull in or something where you can see where it's before you kind of look more. Well, I'm not boxy shape. I got hips and booty. So, and I still, my waistline is small. So, but you know, where you can see where it's really snatched at, I don't see a difference here. So I don't know who's right. Look at this one. I love that face. And there's like, people were saying these comments got me laughing. So if you get a chance, you can go through here and look. So basically she had her legs open and then she closed them. But bare and naked, I don't think it's doing nothing. That's all I got this evening, honey. So we're going to end it off on Britt Edie. And good luck. Good luck. I hope bare and naked do well, but you should not be the spokesmodel. I mean, because you're already, like, you pull it pretty tight. Anyways, you probably should have a person that probably has, you know, have one of your sisters on model it for you. Your mom, your sister, all of them kind of fluffy built. Not kind of, they are. So your mom, your sisters, and then let us see a before where you see it looking like what Dr. Jackie said, a can of busted biscuits, and then the afterwards all pulled together. That's what I would say, you know. Because when you just have a skinny model doing something, it's not making nobody really want to go out and just buy it. I don't think so. I mean, you know, people want to see results, you know, and that's how that goes. But I'm going to get on off here. It's after midnight. And hopefully tomorrow I have my lives together and watch this, you know, the 3 H's. What is that? Girl, I want to call it Heart and Soul. It was a Heart Hustle Houston, whatever, and Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm going to watch those shows, take my notes, and then be able to go live and talk about them. Hopefully tomorrow, if not Wednesday. I don't know, but thanks for sitting up with me, you guys. And you guys come back in. Look, like, share, and subscribe. Please, if you catch the replay, please give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think about, especially about the Trump trying to take over in D.C., or your thoughts on people regretting their votes, or the possible overturning of same-sex marriages. Oh, let me know what you think about it. We know, do you think Simon is actually going to pay Portia them $40,000 a month and pay the mortgage? Do you actually think Britt Edie's shaper work? And like I said, good luck to Alexa Sky. I don't even know what show she's on. I don't know. But I'm going to get on up out of here. Y'all have a great evening, a good morning. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.